Inside the Liacouras Center in North Philadelphia, getting ready for game number 1. One of these teams will win a second game today, the Ghost Ballers and Bivouac on CBS Sports Network. And it kicks off a great triple header today and tonight. Game 2, the three-headed monsters and the aliens, followed by the Philly Connections. Dr. J's Tri-State, led by Amari Stoudemire against Catino Mobley and Power. And welcome, I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by someone who needs no introduction, the former NBA champion, Avery Johnson. This is going to be a lot of fun in Philadelphia.
Yes, I'm thrilled to be here, Ed, right here on the court. We got some great games today, and the game is about 3-on-3. Most of my teams that I coached on the NBA or the college level, we always started off practices playing 3-on-3.
Oh, we get that here today. Let's meet the rosters presented by State Farm for the Ghost Ballers and Bivouac. And for Bivouac last weekend, big boost off the bench from C.J. Leslie, scored 9 points. Ghost Ballers, Mike Bibby, scoreless. Carlos Boozer did not play against the Ballhawks, but Avery, Mike Taylor off the bench provided a huge boost in Indianapolis.
Yeah, he did a great job of changing gears and changing speeds, keeping the defense off balance. This guy is just explosive going to the basket. You know, he finds teammates, and he just plays the right way. But he loves to dance, Ed.
He certainly does. George Gervin, the Iceman. He put on the moves back in the day. A former Spur just like you. Naismith Hall of Famer in 1996. On the other side, a legend at UNLV, a two-time NBA All-Star, Reggie Theus, leading expansion Bivouac. And last weekend, Avery, it was a Georgia Tech duo. A couple of former Yellow Jackets who starred after Josh Smith was ejected against the enemies. Will Bynum, Anthony Morrow, just like back in the day in Atlanta, this time together last week in Detroit.
Yeah, Will and Anthony did do a great job of complementing each other. They both are three-level players. They can shoot the three. Terrific mid-range game, but very explosive going to the basket and finishing their layups.
It is season 3 of the Big 3. Some key rules to remember. First team to 50 wins. You have to win by 2. When we get to 25 points for either side, it's halftime. No game clock. The 14-second shot clock is huge. A very quick pace. There's some of the free throw rules. And don't forget, the 4-point shot, unique to the Big 3. Player must be touching any part of one of 3 4-point circles 30 feet away. And away we go. Avery, second weekend here in Philadelphia. And one of these two teams is going to walk away with their second win of this Big 3 season.
It's very important to get off to a great start, whether it's the beginning of the game or the beginning of the season. And Bivouac, you see them going right into Josh Smith, trying to get him going early in the game.
So for the Ghost Ballers, there's Mike Bibby with Jamario Moon and Ricky Davis. And Moon was huge last weekend against the Ballhawks with 20. Throws it up, and the adjustment to finish.
Yeah, great set play. That's something that they worked on in practice yesterday, trying to get an early basket, getting a quick touch for Moon. Mike Bibby is an excellent passer, especially coming off pick-and-roll situations.
So Bivouac, Will Bynum with the ball. Josh Smith and Anthony Morrow start. And Bynum ties it up at 2 from mid-range.
It's going to be hard playing Bynum one-on-one all night long. They're going to have to provide some help for him because Bynum is tough in space.
Moon denied. Now never hit the rim as Steele couldn't clear it. And Davis steps up and scores.
Great on-time, on-target pass. And Davis was just ready to shoot. It's nothing like a shooter being ready to shoot.
Now Bynum putting on the moves. Step back, drills it off the crossover.
Wow.
Tied at 4. Will Bynum had a nice career in the NBA, 8 seasons out of Georgia Tech, mainly with Detroit. Josh Smith off the mark that time.
Great job of gang rebounding by the Ghost Ballers. It's one of the things, especially in 3-on-3, you don't want to give up any second shots.
That was a big concern. We talked to Reggie Theus yesterday. He said Josh Smith is great. He also happens to be our tallest player as Davis scores off the turnover.
Yes. Josh Smith's going to be critical for him to play most of this game, especially after getting ejected in the first game. They need him. They need his passing ability. He's a smart player.
Bynum almost off his back foot. Made his first 2 shots, missed that one. Ricky Davis, he can do that. Avery dials in from 3.
You can't close out short to Ricky Davis. You got to make him put the ball on the floor, especially trying to force him to his left hand.
On-ball defense right in the face of Bynum. Foul on Ricky Davis.
Yeah, Ricky Davis, this catch and shoot situation, that's too much space. You got to close the window, as we call it. You can't give him a free look outside the window.
Ghost Ballers won just 1 game last year, but Davis led the entire league in total points. Bynum breaks him down. Will Bynum knocks it down. Nicely done.
Love Will Bynum. He just plays the right way, plays with a lot of heart. And here, little guys, they don't like to get posted up.
Ricky Davis with 9 points now. And when you have the smaller defender on you, you have to turn and fire quick, right?
Yes, before the help comes. Now we got a little bit of one-on-one isolation action here.
Bynum over Davis. Almost got a Kawhi bounce that time.
A Kawhi bounce, you have to bounce, 2 or 3 times?
Yeah, that was just once. Jamario Moon steps up and sinks it. And a 13-6 lead for the Ghost Ballers. Timeout, Bivouac.
It's all about the dance. Whether you're from the three-point line or inside the three-point line, we're dancing here at the Big 3.
Big 3 basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM.
Here in the city of brotherly love, the Liberty Bell, the Ghost Ballers, a 7-point lead on Bivouac here in the first half. This was last week in Detroit. Josh Smith, his Big 3 debut, didn't last long. Early against the enemies, scuffle with #1 pick in the draft, Royce White. They were both ejected, and Bivouac was able to prevail. Josh Smith with our own Brandon Tierney, BT.
Yeah, Eddie, he promised me he's going to stick around a little bit today. I don't know, did you catch any heat from the family for getting bounced as quickly as you did?
Nah, I mean, my dad probably the only one that gave me a hard time, but everybody else understood, though.
Hey, listen, you play 3-on-3, there's no half-stepping. You got to come correct, and it got a little physical, and you're okay with that, right?
Yeah, I'm okay. I mean, it's exciting. It's exciting in the league. A lot of isolation basketball, so you definitely have to sit down and be able to kind of show some pride defensively. So it's a competitive league. I'm having fun.
How's your timing right now?
I can work on it a little bit better, but you know, it's not. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
I got you, Josh. Thanks a lot, buddy. Eddie, back to you guys. Josh going to stick around for a little bit today.
All right, BT. Yeah, he's made it so far to the first time out, Coach, but he came with a lot of energy in his Big 3 debut last week.
Yes, talked to Josh before the game, and he said, Coach Avery, I am not getting tossed from this game under no circumstances. My team needs me.
Morrow, deflection, fires and misses. Right now a 9-2 run for the Ghost Ballers, and trying to add to it. Give and go, Jamario Moon from Ricky Davis.
That's what we need more of in 3-on-3. Josh talked about a lot of isolations, but the teams that can pass and cut and move, they're going to have even more success than just playing isolation basketball.
Now, Bynum, they say, lost the ball at turnover, and all of a sudden, early in this first half, the Ghost Ballers with a 9-point cushion. And Jamario Moon with that dunk, giving him 6 points. Lob inside, Smith gathers and scores to get Bivouac within 7.
Bynum did a great job of throwing the ball with his post-entry pass away from the defense, which gave Josh Smith a chance to really catch and keep the ball up and finish at the basket.
This is challenging for Bynum. Davis rips through and fouls by Will Bynum, so Ricky Davis will get 1 free throw worth 2 points from the foul line.
They're going to Ricky early and often. You know, 9 points to start the game, 4 for 6 from the field.
Now remember, Big3, if you're foul shooting a 2-point shot, you get 1 shot from the foul line for 2 points. If you're foul shooting a 3, get 1 from beyond the 3-point line, and same from the 4-point circle. Davis and Moon, the comparison. Ricky Davis so far getting it done for the Ghost Ballers, Avery.
Yes, and I think from a philosophical standpoint, George is really trying to go at Will Bynum to try to wear him down. He knows how important he is to his team offensively, so he's trying to wear him down defensively.
Remember, first to 25 gets us to halftime as Moon's off the mark from 3. C.J. Leslie set to check in for Bivouac. Smith on Bibby. Another chance. Josh Smith the power that time.
Really doing a great job of establishing Josh early in the post. I don't think Reggie Diaz wants him outside shooting too many threes, even though he's capable of making a 3.
This guy made a bunch last week, Moon. Bibby, 4-point shot, and Smith is there. He'll take the trifecta. Now from the Avery Johnson left corner. Won a title from that spot. Davis extends the lead to 10 for the Ghost Ballers.
Yeah, but Ed, I didn't have any 3-point range. Maybe from 16 feet. Don't take me to the... That was Sean Elliott. Sean Elliott could make corner threes.
I'm not going to list the career numbers. Don't worry. Smith, the touch that time from Josh Smith. Now, great to be with you. We have Brandon Tierney on the sidelines, Ed Cohen, Avery Johnson here in the booth for our triple header here from Philadelphia. Now, Ricky Davis dials in for the Ghost Ballers. He has 14 points of their 20. And now George Gervin gives him a breather. Mike Taylor comes in. Moon, look what I found. Never hit the rim, and he slams it down for 2.
As much as we talk about basic rebounding in 3-on-3, but also 50-50 balls are very important.
22-12. Bynum takes Taylor off the bounce. Difficult shot. C.J. Leslie to switch, and the finger roll. Those are words of a newer generation.
Yes.
Mike Taylor, 15 points last week off the bench in the win against the Ball Hogs. And there's the jostling, and this is a loose ball foul. It's on Mike Taylor, the Ghost Ballers.
.50 balls. Tough bounce.
Now, Jamario Moon of the Ghost Ballers right now 3 points away from getting this opening game here in Philadelphia to halftime. And Ricky Davis, Avery, spoke about how Bivouac was giving them space. Problem is Davis has been making outside shots and getting to the rim.
Yes, and I think they're just doing a great job of getting loose balls, posting Ricky up on the left box, really having a strategic focus on how they want to attack. And he's just hot from behind the 3-point line. Look at the rotation on the ball. He's shooting it with a lot of confidence. You know, he's really doing a great job of mixing up his game.
Well, he's 39 years old, and I think there's certain players in the league. You come to practice, you come to the gym. Him, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, certainly Coutinho Mobley. We'll see those two later. They were in fantastic shape at this stage.
Fantastic shape. And we watched a lot of the teams practice on yesterday. A lot of these guys, I expect them to get some calls in the fall from NBA teams. We have guys that still, you know, have a lot left in the tank. These guys are in phenomenal shape. And I expect to see some of our guys playing in the NBA next year.
Josh Smith, wasn't long ago, he was on an NBA roster, most recently with New Orleans 2 years ago. Taylor turns the corner. Moon to get us to the break. Not there just yet. Rebound Josh Smith. Taylor reaching into Will Bynum, applies the foul.
Yeah, they can't afford for Taylor to get in foul trouble. They're going to need him, especially towards the end of the game. Once we get around that 40-point mark and we start going in basically into the fourth quarter of the game, they're going to need Mike Taylor.
George Gervin coaching the Ghost Ballers, trying to break last year's win total. Backdoor Bynum fouled, no continuation. It's Taylor once again.
Love backdoor passes, leading your teammate, great pass.
Right now the Ghost Ballers inside the arc are 7 for 10. A lot of good looks at the rim and a 22-14 lead. Now Boozer making his season debut. Smith, and there's Boozer to snatch the rebound. Look out, Moon trying to keep it alive, and he does.
Mismatch inside.
Boozer, and you cannot do that. Bynum goes flying.
Boozer looked like an offensive tackle, and Bynum looked like a cornerback.
Now, Boozer was a 35th overall pick when he was drafted out of Duke in 2002. That's a hot spot. Draymond Green's another who was picked 35.
Ed, I'm still waiting for my name to be called in the 1988 draft.
When we talk about great undrafted guys, you're right among the top of the list.
Yes.
Boozer was playing defense there that time against C.J. Leslie, and Leslie going for the steals, call for the foul.
And that's one great thing about 3-on-3. You have to determine how you're going to play pick and rolls.
Yep.
Are you going to switch it? Or are you going to straight drop it and the defensive player on the ball try to fight over or war over? But that's a big decision that coaches have to make when they're strategizing for games. You know, how are we going to play the pick and roll?
Mike Taylor picking up his third foul. Now, this is new to the Big Three this year. If you pick up 3 fouls in the first half, you have to sit until the second.
Right, and that's what I was talking about in terms of foul trouble.
Yeah.
You can't foul out, but now he has to sit because he's picked up his third foul.
And Bivouac is into the bonus, so C.J. Leslie is going to step up and get one here for 2 points. We've been sitting on 22-14 for a while. Very physical last few minutes, and Leslie pulls Bivouac a little closer as we near halftime.
The art of making free throws.
Yes. Now this young man never made it to the NBA. His mother, her name is Lisa, but it's not that Lisa Leslie, not the head coach of the Triplets. Bibby could not keep it in, so Bivouac's going to get it back, and all of a sudden, chipping away down by 6.
Be pretty interesting what George Gervin does here defensively, because Bynum obviously can get it going, especially from behind the three-point line. You don't want to go under.
Right on cue.
Yeah, you may want to think about double teaming him and making him find Leslie.
Bynum now at 9. Bibby still looking for his first points this season. Davis denied. Bynum's there. Slam down to the follow by Josh Smith. And Bivouac is pulled to within 1. It's a 9-0 run. And Bynum's been huge after that little cold spell. Davis to his left, no. He'll shoot a free throw instead.
We talked about it on pick and rolls. Ricky Davis decided to go under. He gave Will Bynum a rhythm shot. And again, loose balls, rebounding. The weak side defender has to V back and help on the boards, especially if there's a breakdown.
Well, Bynum gets a breather from Reggie Theus as we near halftime. Anthony Morrow is back in. And Davis drills it. 2 points on that one free throw. He shot it at 78% from the line in his 12 NBA seasons. All ghost ballers early. Right now, it's a 3-point game. Smith against Moon. Josh Smith with his offense.
And you can tell all these guys, they know each other.
Yep.
So they're not only relying on the scouting reports from today, they're relying on scouting reports. Hey, I played against Josh Smith. I want to try to force him right. But I don't want him to drive. I want him to shoot jump shots.
Josh Smith is so explosive when he's coming right at you.
So Moon is trying to force him to his weak hand, but he has to do a better job of cutting him off or get some help from the weak side.
Ricky Davis to get it to halftime. He's already scored 16 points. Ricky Davis has gotten us there. Ghost Ballers 26 and Bivouac 23. A good run to close the half, Avery, from Bivouac.
Yeah, there's no quitting Bivouac. Will Bynum, they got to get him back in, get him on the court.
Ricky Davis, 18 points in the first half for the Ghost Ballers. Remember, one of these two teams guaranteed is going to be 2-0 when it gets to week 3 in this third Big 3 season. Let's go down to Brandon Tierney with the Iceman, George Gervin.
All right, always cool talking hoops with the Iceman. So you had to work in Carlos Boozer, obviously a new body. What are you seeing so far, Coach?
Well, stop moving the ball, stop picking for one another, start going one-on-one. That don't do nothing but create problems. That team is slow. They're slow and switching, and we got to take advantage of moving the ball and out quickly. So we're going to work on that the next half.
Love the honesty. Calls him slow. He's not lying. What about Josh Smith, though? Missed a couple of the easy layups early. His timing may have been off. Then he started making some buckets that he had, maybe didn't make early. How concerned are you about Josh Smith inside?
Well, we just got to keep him from being inside. That's where his strength at, We got to fool him and let him think he can make some threes. And we can get him turned around like that. I think we got a good chance of beating these guys.
George Gervin, thank you, Iceman. Appreciate you. Okay, guys, here you go.
RPT at the break in Philadelphia. Bivouac making it close, 26-23. Ghost Ballers, you're watching the Big 3 on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Here in Philadelphia, LL Cool J courtside here for the Big 3. Ghost Ballers and Bivouac at the break. And there are the honors for one of the greatest of all time. Representing Queens, raised down in Brooklyn. Let's play a little game. 5 degrees of Avery Johnson, even though you were number 6, even though it's 6 degrees usually. And Avery, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, the early days with Denver, him, Chris Anderson, among many you played with over the years.
Yeah, a lot of great memories of all of these degrees with Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. I remember with that team, I got cut on Christmas Eve. With Jason Richardson, that was the last year in the NBA for me in 2004. I wasn't contributing much to the team. I was playing golf every day. I was 39 years old, so I don't know how much of a contributions I made to the Warriors that year.
It all worked out, the Christmas disappointment and beyond. Let's take a look at the first half highlights in this one. Ghost Ballers, Avery, building a big lead, everybody getting a touch.
Yes, and they started off the game with a nice live play. It's all about getting easy baskets and loose balls, offensive rebounds. These guys, they're great passers, and they have high basketball IQ.
A Bivouac 9-0 run late in the first half, and Will Bynum really stepping up from all over the court.
It's a continuation from week 1 for Will Bynum. This guy, he's really improved his outside shot. At one point in his career, he was just a driver, but he can really shoot the basketball.
Here are the numbers from the first half. Ghost Ballers shot 53%. Josh Smith struggling from 3 for Bivouac, but it's a 3-point game as we go to the second half. BT with Reggie Theus at Bivouac. Brandon.
Fill it up back in the day. And Reg, we had a chance to catch up last night. Couple things you told us. Number one, not every jump shot is a good shot. Right. So what are you seeing with that so far?
Well, that's what got us in trouble. We took a couple of jump shots that we didn't take, The team that gets in the penalty wins the game. That's how I look at it.
You also want to stay matched up, not switch all the time. How you doing?
Bodies on bodies as much as you can. You don't want to get a little guy and a big guy, but Will Bynum, he's pretty tough, though.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, don't let him body up anytime.
By the way, still looks like you play a little bit. Reggie's good for 15 to
5 minutes, that's it.
5 minutes?
5 minutes.
All right, guys. 5 minutes for Reggie. He's got 5 more.
All right, BT, he just might. His last NBA season, Avery, before he went overseas with the New Jersey Nets in 90-91, he averaged 18 points per game.
Yeah, really impressive. But if Reg can play 5 minutes, I think I can give you 7.
We're underway in the second half. Daring, I should say. Moon is going to the line. This is where the Ghost Ballers were able to build some of their lead in that first half from the foul line.
Yeah, getting the ball to the basket and forcing Bivouac to play defense without fouling. And important for Bivouac this half is to get Anthony Morrow going. He didn't score in the first half.
Short that time. They get a second chance. Leslie spins away, and C.J. Leslie finishes. He was critical after Smith was ejected last week against the enemies. Leslie with 9 off the bench. Oh, look at the Bivouac bench that time exploding, pleading for a call.
Yeah. They're in what we call black defense. They're trying to deny every pass that's one pass away. Trying to force you to go back door, make great passes.
26-25. Leslie, they give him the space. So the Ghost Ballers with Moon, Davis, and Bibby. Bibby is yet to score in 2 Big 3 games. Moon, different story, drills that one. He is 10. Davis with 18, all the 28 points for the Ghost Ballers.
Yeah. George Gervin, their coach, talked about picking up the intensity defensively, and he's really challenged his team. And a lot of times when you pick it up defensively, the offense comes a lot easier.
Sean Williams breaks down Moon. So it's Williams with Morrow and Leslie. And Morrow banks it in. Gets it a 1-point game again.
Anthony Morrow got to get going. And yeah, that's an area, I've coached Morrow, obviously, and that's an area that he really improved his game with the floater going towards the basket, especially when teams run him off the three-point line.
Yeah, Bibby guarding Morrow. Fall away for Leslie, got it up high and scores, and Bivouac with a 1-point lead. 28 years old, C.J. Leslie, played at NC State and a run throughout the G League. Turnover is going to give it back to Bivouac.
Fierce competition between both teams. And it's not just the players. What I love, the competition between the coaches.
Yep.
George Gervin wants to win. Reggie Theus wants to win. It's not just the players.
You saw from both sides, 16 NBA seasons for Avery Johnson, and then 2 stints as a head coach with the Mavericks, and later the Nets. And Bivouac with its first lead in this opening game, and timeout here with a 29-28 advantage. Now the Ghost Ballers searching for answers, trailing by 1. Tuesday night at 8 Eastern, you're joined CBS Sports Network for more summer hoops as the WNBA takes center stage. Don't miss as the Atlanta Dream battles the Minnesota Lynx on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Or I saw LL Cool J. It wouldn't be a Big 3 event if Ice Cube was not courtside here to round out the second weekend.
Yes, Ice Cube has done a phenomenal job. I had a chance to talk to him before the game, and he's just fired up. He just wants, the Big 3 to get some more media attention, not just obviously on Saturdays and Sundays, but during the week. This is a league has great potential. 3rd season. Look at my man Cal, Coach Cal.
Courtside staple during the offseason, but you make a great point, and Ice Cube has touched on this. The basketball calendar, if you take into account the playoffs in the NBA, the draft, summer league, there's that little void. Big 3 fills it. Oh, so we're getting ready for next season and beyond. Certainly, Coach Calipari getting ready for the college season as well.
Yeah, this is a great 10-week period where fans that really love the game of basketball have a chance to, watch the Big 3 and hopefully come out and support all of our players.
Well, they're taking a look at this. We saw Williams jump in, and they're replaying to see who gets the ball in what is now a one-point game. And did Moon get a piece of it trying to save? That's the question.
Yeah, I thought it was off Williams.
It looked like that was the initial call, so if they don't have enough to overturn this, they'll stick with the initial call.
And Moon has to do a better job of saving the passer. A lot of times it's like a quarterback throwing it to a wide receiver. You don't want the cornerback to come in and intercept the ball. The wide receiver's job, even if he can't catch it, is to save the quarterback, save the passer. Same thing in basketball.
Well, they're taking a look, and it's Bivouac. Gets the ball. Here's what the officials can review. 5 items, including out-of-bounds plays. They have Leslie, Sean Williams, Anthony Morrow for Bivouac. Mike Taylor's come on for the Ghost Ballers. And after all of that, Ghost Ballers inevitably do get it back.
Yep. Turning up the heat on their defense. And Bivouac started off 7 for 20, and now they're 6 for 8 since. But they got to take care of the ball. Turnovers beat you on any level.
Moon draws the foul, shooting a 3 against Leslie. Now, was his foot on the line? It was. So he'll get 1 shot for 2 points in the foul line.
I think he thinks it's a 3. No, it was a 2. And that's why it's important, Ed, to make sure you're behind the three-point line.
Yep.
Long 2s are not good in basketball. You want it to be a concrete 3. Or drive it to the basket mid-range, but you don't want to shoot long 2s on the three-point line just in case you do get fouled.
Right.
You want to have a chance to shoot 1 shot in Big 3 from the three-point line and get 3 points.
I would think that would drive guys like Greg Popovich and others crazy, right?
Yeah, that drove Greg Popovich crazy, and sometimes when Avery Johnson didn't get loose balls.
How about this guy, Anthony Morrow? He's got a chance at a 3-point play. Fouled again by Mike Taylor. Anthony Morrow, 9 NBA seasons out of Georgia Tech. And again, Avery coached him with the then New Jersey Nets. 32-30 Bivouac. We got a good one here in game 1. Taylor out of a double. Ricky Davis wide open. Great find by Mike Taylor.
And we talked about it in the pregame. Mike Taylor, penetrating dribble, finding his teammates, very unselfish, plays the game the right way, plays with a high energy.
Oh, Williams gets the kiss that time. The bench was saying go right back up because Taylor never hit the rim. That's something that teams have to be so aware of and communicate on. And a turnover. And he's going to give it back to Bivouac.
Mike was in 5th speed the entire time. We talked about him knowing how to change gears, but he was in 5th speed the entire time and didn't have anybody to pass to. And that's why movement is important in 3-on-3 and not just standing still.
Will Bynum, scissor kick and the finish. First appearance since halftime for Will Bynum, extends the lead to 4. Taylor trying to answer, and he does. Steps up and buries the 3. Here's a matchup. Gaining steam. Bynum by Taylor to the basket.
And that needs to be on every highlight from every sports channel all week long.
Taylor. Wow. Now there was an issue with the clock. Bucket goes down, and usually there's a timeout at 37, and the officials were trying to step in as Ghost Ballers had an opportunity. But Avery, yes, this highlight, this one, we're going to be watching for a long time, and it deserves another look.
Yes, what an incredible move. He knows Will is a strong right-handed player. Will, oopsie-doo.
Here in Philadelphia, Bivouac with the lead on the Ghost Ballers here in this second half. And Mike Bibby on the sideline for the Ghost Ballers. It's been a big night so far for Will Bynum, who's wired for sound.
Talk to me. Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me. Yeah. Hey, he's grabbing me. Count it. It's us. Our ball. Our ball. Yeah.
Star performance for Will Bynum. The sidestep around Mike Taylor. He's down with BT.
I'll tell you what, Ed, depending upon what park you're in, if that happens in the park, you might not be allowed back in the park. Talk about spin cycle.
That's just something I've been working on up in Chicago. Just brought out a little Chicago flavor to let them know where I'm from.
So you add that late. I mean, that hasn't been part of the repertoire forever. You just brought that in?
I got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna get the showcases a lot during this Big 3. I remember they didn't draft me last year, so I'm taking it out on all of them.
I like it. Man's focused. He's not happy. Okay, I got you. Will Bynum remembering draft night. Like Avery Johnson, he's still waiting to get called, right?
BT, apparently you never forget. A great move by Will Bynum. By the way, number one, Mike Bibby, as we see him on the bench, left leg wrapped up. Sean Williams streaking in, extends the Bivouac lead. They did count the Ghost Ballers basket before the media timeout, gave them the continuation. So right now 40-37, and Taylor steps in and dents into that lead again.
And if I wasn't here doing this game with you, I would pay to see this matchup between Taylor and Bynum. I would get a front row seat, man.
This is a pretty good one, though.
Yeah, and I love the way they're competing. And look at Will Bynum's interview. This guy was serious. He's serious about his game. He's serious about taking care of his body in between weeks. Great body. My body used to look like that, man.
A couple days ago, right? A couple years. Now, Will Bynum, part of that Georgia Tech team that lost to UConn for the 2004 national title. Speaking of championships, Mike Bibby won one, but BT, what's the latest?
Well, he's iced up right now, guys. I'm sure he gave a shot on. There it is. It's the hamstring. Actually, I wasn't sure it was the knee, but obviously you get a look at the ice behind the knee. Hamstring not coming back. He's done for the day. That's what he just told me.
All right, Brandon, thanks. But this has been the story through 2 weeks for the Ghost Ballers. Taylor stepping up. Bynum almost. Moon trying to rip it down. It's going to stay with the Ghost Ballers. Tie game.
Hamstring injuries are very temperamental. So I hope Mike can get back. But that's a tough injury.
Yeah. Last year, held out the season. Ghost Ballers struggled. Morrow to the four-point circle. His foot just on the line. Missed it. And a loose ball foul here on Josh Smith. Now, Ghost Ballers will try and close without their captain, Mike Bibby.
Yes. So other guys are going to have to step up. And that last shot that my guy Morrow took, he's going to have to feel the closeouts. Are they closing out, or are you going to get open looks like Moon? They're trying to run you off the three-point line. It's going to be important to put the ball on the floor to try to get wide open threes for your teammates.
9-2 Ghost Ballers run. Bynum lost it. Taylor on him. Ball loose. Here's Smith. A steal. Taylor swipes and finishes. And the Ghost Ballers 3 points in victory.
Wow.
Timeout, Reggie Theus and Bivouac. It's a 5-point cushion.
Mike Taylor's here to win. He's taking no prisoners. Diving on the floor. What hustle. look at it, great steal.
To knock it away from two guys in 3-on-3, you don't see that often.
And Nate Robinson really appreciated that hustle.
A point game for the Ghost Ballers, 47-42. By the way, in case you're wondering, the guy wearing the Bryce Harper jersey on the baseline, that is Nate Robinson.
Yes. In basketball, you know, when you're trying to inspire your team as a coach, you talk about playing excellent basketball, but also making elite winning plays. Mike Taylor, that was an elite winning play.
Nate and Tri-State, that's going to be the third game here tonight in Philadelphia, led by Dr. J in his return to the city he started with the Sixers against Power. Look at Taylor on Bynum. Bynum trying to offload. Taylor gets in there, kept it in. This is for the win. Mike Taylor almost, and Moon has the Ghost Ballers 1 point from victory.
Very important. Bynum has to box out in that situation. Sometimes you can get a loose ball foul, especially if you're a little guy, if you just box out and make contact.
Bynum floater, got it. Will Bynum steps up and delivers, but still point game for the Ghost Ballers.
Yeah, Taylor's going to try to make a play here.
None in the first half. 10 since halftime for Taylor. On Smith to the rim. Denied by Josh Smith. Morrow. Oh, yes, it goes down.
Great job. The one thing the Ghost Ballers are going to have to do is not play pick and roll with Josh Smith involved, because Josh Smith is one of the best pick and roll switch guys and defenders in basketball. So if you want to run a pick and roll, you might want to go at somebody else other than Josh Smith.
Ricky Davis is going to the foul line, a free throw, and a chance to win it for the Ghost Ballers.
And you can see they made the adjustment. They decided to go at Morrow rather than Josh Smith, and they picked up the foul.
Now, Ricky Davis made 3 free throws for 6 points in the first half. He's got 20 here today. And again, this is for the win and for a 2-0 start here in the Big 3 for the Ghost Ballers. He's only scored 2 points since the break. Ricky Davis, it's up, off the mark. Bivouac with some life. Bynum hesitates, step through, can't finish, never hit the rim. Moore cleans it up. The Ghost Ballers win it in Philly.
Ball game. I think the defense was more focused on the lack of calls from the officials rather than getting good defensive position. Great job by the Ghost Ballers.
This for the win.
Great block by Moon and Fowler. Look at the help defense and the support. Some teams think you can't help with 3-on-3, but yes, you can. You got to be able to do 2 things: help on defense and also guard your man.
Jamario Moon scoring 20 in week 1, the game-winning basket, and 21 here the second weekend of the Big 3. The Ghost Ballers 51-46 over Bivouac. BT getting ready to interview Jamario Moon, still celebrating with his Ghost Ballers teammates. They are psyched.
They're having a good time. You guys really enjoyed this win, as you should. Nice job, buddy. How you feel?
I feel alive, baby. I feel alive. 2-0, man. How you supposed to feel?
You're supposed to feel really good. I talked to you last week. You had a good game last week. Boozer came back, so you had to work him in. Mike Bibby pulled his hamstring. A couple of moving parts for you guys today. You still prevailed.
But listen, we all professional, and we know it's next man up. So we got pros all on our bench. So if you know somebody go down, you know it's time to up your game. You see what Mike Taylor did. Crazy energy.
This guy, by the way, this guy gets ready like he's getting ready to fight. I mean, his pregame warm-up is insane.
I love it, though, because it's the game he loves, and you don't take it for granted. You know, I know a lot of people out there probably look at this league and kind of like,
I don't know about that, by the way, but keep going.
You got to be grateful for every opportunity that's put in front of you. And I think Ice Cube again this year, just like I did the first 2 years, even though I didn't play the first year, I thank him for this league, man. It's only getting bigger.
Well said. Ghost Ballers 2-0. Thanks, Jamario. Jamario Moon.
Hey, this for you, good water.
And he's giving shout-outs, too. He is in a good mood.
BT, Jamario Moon, your guest 2 weekends in a row. Jamario Moon, 41 combined points through 2 weeks of the Big 3. Ghost Ballers 51, Bivouac 46. As we come back after this on CBS Sports Network.